So there's 2 plates per size. So there we have it. So the next job is to drill the holes through the plates, get them pushed in and then TIG them in. So the stainless steel plates, I've got to drill 4 holes, 1 in each corner. So to do this repetitively, in other words I've got to keep turning it around for every corner rather than measure it up, I'm just setting up 2 fences. They're just on the T-slots, using the clamps, appropriate length bolts. Just going to run the mill to and fro, square them up, dial gauge. Nothing particularly astonishing, so I'm not going to bother showing you it. I'll bring you back in when we're done. I was just about to spend 20 minutes dialing these 2 in with the dial indicator, and I realised I was being a bit stupid, to be fair. Simply pulled this one tight against the T-slots, done them up, cast iron square, sat it in there, blonk, pushed that one up against it, did it up, done in seconds. So why I was bothering with this, I don't know. So I've just spot this. So I've got my location, it's 20 by 20. I've got a bit of wood underneath, and I'm basically just going to drill each one 6mm to start with, and then I'll open it up to the 9.4 I think it was. But anyway, I've got the speed on the slowest I can get it on this mill, which I think is about 500 and something odd RPM. So a little bit too slow for this, but a little bit too fast for the larger drill, so it's compromise. The next speed up is quite a jump, so with all I think 1 inch from home. So I've just done a test piece on my final dimension or drill size. The drill's been hand ground and it's not great, but it's sharp and it cuts a good hole, and the rods press in superbly. I know because it's going to get tigged in, it's all overkill, but that's me, I guess, on this little project. Now, as the parts are going to be burnished or brushed, if you like, I'm just going to sand off the tubes pre-welding, so they won't need as much looking after, hopefully, once welded. All of the tubes have been sanded up. There are some very slight markings from the chuck, but by the time they're welded and just redone again, you're not really going to notice anyway. Get them all cleaned up now and pressed together. Okay, so the press is back on the workbench, and what I'm going to be doing is pressing the tubes into the steel. So there's 4 of them, and then I'll be adding the extra plate and pressing that onto the tubes. So hopefully I can do it all without getting it all covered in oil, because everything's nice and clean at the moment. After I've done it, it'll all be getting washed anyway and then cleaned prior to welding. But hopefully I can do this and keep them straight, which is the main thing. So we will see how well they come out. Right, to make life easy for myself, pushing these in, I'm going to make a guide out of this. It's just a bit of scrap casting. So I'm going to face this off and then bore it so that's a nice fit inside. It doesn't want to be too tight, but it doesn't want to be tight, to be fair. It wants to be slipping in there nice and smoothly. If I can get it nice and smoothly. It's not a bad finish. I think I might try a bit of high-speed steel, since I've now got copious amounts of it. Right, I've got a rounded tipped stainless steel. I'm just going to see what this does. Got a brand new carbide cutter in there, and it's got no markings on it, so I've got no idea where it's come from. But measuring across the jaws, it's 9.4, and that's roughly about the size of the tubing. So I'm going to run that through and see where that leaves me. That's a nice fit, actually. just do the first one again, just to make sure that it hasn't sprung off or anything like that. That's good. So here we have our two stands ready to be welded. The large one and the little one. So all needs to be done when it comes to welding, just to make sure they're all true and square, and hopefully weld away. If we're lucky, it'll all go right. Well, I've pretty much got them all cleaned up now. All I need doing is washing off and going over a bit of wet Scotch-Brite, just really to get in the corners that you can't really get into with these little rotary Scotch-Brite things. But that's basically what I've used on all of these, and it's a good little thing. You know, you can get them in all sorts of different flavours, different grades. Basically it's just Scotch-Brite on a rotary tool. But so it's done a pretty good job of cleaning them up. Just need to finish off where you can't quite get in close. But there's the two stands anyway. So this surface here and here you're not going to see, it's only this surface in here. So good clean up, and they can be shipped out. So one of the last operations I've got to do is just go around all the edges just to soften them up where they've been guillotined. So I've just got very minor burr. I'm just using like a little flat wheel, and it works quite well.